Well, the storm clouds are brewing, literally and figuratively. Nice big extra large there. Hammer time. Both claws. Pretty stuff. Big changes coming. Females are gonna be reduced again. There's 3 proposals for the males we're gonna talk about. Don't believe all the Facebook stuff, all the people posting crazy stuff. Don't believe it. Been waiting to see crabs on the live stream. Today's your day. Hopefully it'll stay good. I'm not all green and stuff. Had a meeting last night talking about changes coming to the harvest for blue crabs, Chesapeake Bay. They're gonna reduce the bushel limits on the females. They're also talking about some male action. Little sunny, we don't see too many on this time of year, little pumpkin seed. Looking at either a 2-week closure in August, a complete closure of the season, October, I think 13th, something like that. And they're also looking at a bushel limit in August and September, depending on your license size. You'd have, I think, 8, 10, or 12 males you could catch in a day. Pretty cool fall, all twisted up. I had one like that last year. All them big males are gonna disappear, chasing them females. A lot of immatures this year, a lot of immatures. Tell the crabs are waking up, they're biting and nasty right now. There's a lot of immature females today. These crabs are gonna be shedding end of next week into the following week. They're gonna be taking all the big males and hiding somewhere, and we'll lose all our big males. But there should be a good run of sooks here in 2-3 weeks. Male limits could definitely impact a lot of guys being able to catch your males in the summertime in the upper bay especially. We catch a lot of crabs in August and September. It gets so spiky when he blows up. I think the lower bay tends to have a lesser harvest during that time. With an October closure, mid-October, it put a lot of pressure on the late run of crabs that go further down the bay, so those guys will be hurt. It's hard to say. I don't think anybody wants a 2-week closure because you'd have to pull your pots out and then put them back in. It would probably be financially be the most hit for everybody to have to pull everything in, put it all back out. It would be the worst. I can't imagine anybody wants that. I know our numbers are low. We don't want to go over the threshold for harvesting males. I know Virginia is really struggling right now. The Potomac, I'm hearing very few crabs at all. We started seeing a few crabs this week. It definitely picked up a little bit. We're seeing a lot of smaller crabs. I'm selling everything as mixed right now just because there's not a lot of crabs out there. I don't have enough large or smalls or anything to just sell one. A lot of 5, 5.5, undersized, below 5 inches, all the way down to little thumbnail size crabs we're seeing. Another little baby. Good to see. That's the future. The future. Got a big shed coming. Our big harvest next week is peelers and soft crabs. And then on the other side of that will be all the light males waiting for the crabs to harden up to be good again. If you want some soft crabs, hit me up on one of the social media platforms. I should have some all this week, next week, plenty of soft crabs. Spotted crab, that's cool. That's on it, man, they're feisty today. It definitely woke up. That's a cool one. We don't see too many of them. Little spotted crab. Well, I'm over here contemplating world events, eating a spearmint, snowball. Gotta get that marshmallow on top. Awesome. The science shows that we are not harvesting too many crabs to make a dent in the population. There's gotta be something else going on. Oh, half a crab. Go on sale next week. Half crabs for half price. We got blue cats, snakeheads. Nobody knows the true impact of them. They're new to the bay. Rockfish eat a lot of crabs at times, not all the time. Talking to some of the charter boat guys, seeing a lot of white perch in them. Snakeheads mostly are fish eaters, but they will eat anything. I've seen video now with crabs in them. Hey, huge shout out to Baird on sending us a glove, stainless steel glove. We're gonna try it out. It's got a nice liner in it, stainless steel mesh. See how it does on the crabs. Might be the new hot lick for sorting crabs. The salinity being high the last couple years, I have to imagine there's a tremendous amount of little puppy drum in the lower bay. They eat a lot of crabs. That's one of their main diets. That's what they contributed to the loss of all the juvenile crabs. We had like 500 million juvenile crabs a couple years ago. Tagged the speckled crab, 265. Today's the 31st, I guess, of May. I'm gonna let him over here and see if somebody else gets to catch him. I don't know. We got more grass in the upper bay, lower bay than we've had in a long time. There's grass in these creeks. We should be protecting our smaller crabs. In my opinion, we come back to is just dirty water. We got huge impacts from rain, runoff, and also sewage treatment plants. I think the sewage treatment plants are our best bet to really make a dent in cleaning the water up, although it is probably the most expensive because it takes a lot to get these sewage treatment plants to tertiary. Shirts are in, American made, baby. We got 4 colors. Thanks everybody for being patient. We're still waiting on the hats. They're a couple weeks out. If you ordered a hat and a shirt, it's gonna be a little bit, but they're coming. We got decals and shirts ready to ship now. If you order a decal or a shirt, you will get them hopefully in a couple days. Thank you everybody for purchasing. We really appreciate it. Helps the channel, helps us grow, helps us continue to do what we're doing. If you want to save the bay and you put your money to something that saves the bay, do it at your local grocery store that carries blue cats, #1, and snakehead fillets. Buy invasive species from the Chesapeake Bay. That's the best way you can spend your money. And buy some crabs too. That protects our heritage. The Back River plant is coming online again and is a lot cleaner than it was. Made a lot of upgrades and changes there. Hopefully they'll make an announcement about that at some point in time. But up until then, I mean, they were releasing straight solids into the water. So you can't have that happening. Had another little weird crab, weird point, like a palmate. Got a bunch of little spikes on it, pretty cool. There's over 10 sewage treatment plants in Baltimore. Not only do they manage the stormwater, they also manage the sewage in the same plant. So if you have a heavy rain, they're just dumping stormwater and sewage right into the bay, solids, everything. It's all going right in. The plants can't handle the amount of water coming in. We definitely have some major problems that need to be addressed on the bay, and hopefully with the crabs taking a hit, the rockfish are taking a hit, maybe we can actually truly look at some of what's going on. Had a pickerel today. Definitely cool to see. Not a whole lot of them around. Usually out in the bay, mostly see them in the rivers and get them back in. When you look at some of the past data and you look at when they implemented all the regulations we have in place now, I don't see a whole lot of change that's happened in the surveys. If anything, there were more crabs before our regulations went into place. And in the early 90s, before regulations, there were a lot higher surveys than we've had in the last 25 years. So we're easiest to manage because they can just set regulations and stop us from crabbing. But is that really helping? Is putting regulations on us really helping? That's really the question. Here, hold that for him. Get him in the sun. If you can pull it back. Smoke me double headshot like a really nasty. Get him off my finger. Get him off my finger, please. I would. I forgot you got blue gloves on. Yeah. This is a fighter crab. DNR's who's going to implement all these changes. Right now they've brought it to the Blue Crab Advisory Board, so who knows what everybody's going to come back with. We got $6 fuel, we've got supply chain issues, we got bait issues, we got help issues, we've got all these issues. Any more regulations on us are going to be real hard for a lot of guys. Plus the price of crabs is only going to go up from this. It's definitely going to be hard on everybody to see these regulations. The big issue is, do they have to be put into place or not? Hard to say. But just like when the rains come, we're going to see the sunshine again too, I can guarantee you that.